I can't take it anymore. What's all this fighting even for? They made the rules, we played the game. They use our hearts, we feel the pain. Where's a hero, where's the light? Where's the rhythm of the night? Where's the life they promised us? Watch it crumble into dust. We might not know which way to go. We'll blaze a path all on our own. From the ashes rising up, we'll feel the fire, we'll fill our cups. They will try to hold us down, spit on our flames when we speak out. So take my hand, I'll keep you close. To hear the song, the story goes. Let there be fire. Let there be fire. Let there be fire. Let there be fire. This is the place we need to go. Saying goodbye to what we know. Leave it all behind, we'll find a way. A fuller heart, a better day. We can see the brighter light. A single spark that will ignite. So take my hand, I'll keep you close. To hear the song, the story goes. Let there be fire. 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 Let there be fire.
Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? How's everyone doing? What is up, Phil? Edward. Splash Fire Films. Blessings to you. Jeremy, what up, bro? Weird Bull. Sadistical. Sukuyomi. Trader Todd, what up? Rady El Gallo. Max Bruzy. How is it, bud? It's good, bud. OX Rocket. SL. Justice. What up, what up, what up? Lenny. Gabby. Bitcoin Lad. Lewitt. What up, everybody? What's going on over on Twitch? Dark Light. Moan Salmon. Hope everyone's doing good. I hope everyone's having a fantastic Saturday. Greg says Maine looks like a thumb. And your mom looks like an ogre, Greg. What about it? I'm sorry you weren't blessed with fucking thick neck genetics and you're a pencil neck, Greg. It's not my fault. I know, dude. The hats, the new breakout hats are insane. I got beige. I got beige. Okay. And we got blue. They're fire. I'm hoping to be able to get them available to you guys very soon. What up, Daniel? What up, M. Roy? Playboy Cardi saved the market. I don't know, man. I guess I'm fucking old, but I thought Playboy Cardi's album was fucking awful. I don't know how anyone listens to that shit. Like, I don't know how anyone listens to that shit. What's up, Arkilly? Adam, how you doing? Nicola? Winning the game of life says, bros going so broke resorts to selling caps. Bro, your profile picture is a fucking bored ape, and your name is winning the game of life. If there's a bigger oxymoron on this planet than that, let me know. You got a bored ape PFP and you think you're winning the game on life. I don't even need to roast you, bro. You're doing it for me. What up, Yellow Puma from Bodymore MD? It's unbelievable. Every week people come here and they think that they can fucking talk shit in the chat and not get cooked. Anyways, okay, I hope everyone's having a fantastic weekend. I'm happy to be back. My literal back is fucking peeling like a motherfucker. So that's good. It's nice being in the cold rain and having a sunburn. Nothing better than that. So last video, we basically were right here, right? So we did the last stream on Wednesday, and we had just put in this daily sweep on Bitcoin. And the question was, are we actually going to go up from here, right? Like, are we going to go up from here? Is the bottom in? Is this just a temporary bounce? What are we thinking? So not a ton has changed here. I still think that there's a chance that we rally for the remainder of the month based on how Bitcoin's looking and how equities are looking as well. But I'm not super confident that this is the low, right? Like I'm not sure that this is the low before the next rally. I think we're much more likely, if we're going to bottom, I think it's much more likely that we do something like this, right? So this is the low, then we get a lower low, and then a higher low, right? Like that to me is a much more realistic bottoming structure, similar to this, right? Than just the one stab and like now we're good to go. If we're able to reclaim the point of breakdown, which is the yearly open and this bearish weekly order block, by all means, we can trade much higher. But for now, my opinion remains the same. I think any sort of rally we get up here, I'm looking to fade that rally because I do still believe that we're going to come down and we're going to retest this area. I'm still pretty confident in that idea. I could, of course, be wrong, and I'm happy to be wrong because I didn't sell all of my spot yet. So if this is it and we're just going to go up from here and make new all-time highs, fantastic. Everyone's going to be happy because prices will be going up. But I'm still of the belief that even if we do get some sort of significant rally here, I don't quite think it's over yet. I don't think the bottom is in on stocks either. Even though we're seeing a nice, really solid bounce, I don't think the downside is done on equities quite yet. We just broke weekly structure. We're only about 10% off the high. And all it takes is, we could have a week of relief, and then the next week Trump could come out and just start saying a whole bunch of crazy shit, and the stock market could just fucking crater. So I still think there's a ton of headline risk. I'm not convinced that the bottom is in yet. Goku, we got a huge sweep lower and he wants another sweep. If you think this is a huge sweep, I think you might be retarded. Have you considered that, my friend? We're not even that far off the high, bro. It's only 30% right now. Right? Like this was 45%, I believe. Oh, maybe not. Where's the higher one? This one, sorry. Right? This is 55%. So I don't think we have to sweep again. I just don't know if this is it. Like, I don't think we've seen capitulation. There's still people talking about altcoins going up. There's still people with a ton of hope. Like, I want to see despair, like, on the timeline. Like, I think that it's close, and it could be in. Like, you could be right. I think it's close, but I still think there's a lot of hope on the timeline still. Like, I don't think people have given up. There's some people saying it's a bear market. I don't think people have given up yet. If you think that the bullish trend continues, so if your thought process is that this is going to go higher, you need people to truly believe that it's over, right? And if you remember here, people were calling for 20K again, okay? I'm not quite seeing enough of that quite yet. So the bottom could be in, and like I said, I bought spot at 78 and at 82, and I posted this in Telegram as well, guys. I said I'm a buyer below 80. I think anywhere between 80 into the low 70s is good value. So I do think that it's close, but I'm not completely convinced that it's over yet. I think there can be a little bit more pain still, but maybe I'm wrong. Right? Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm just going to go with my gut, and I think any sort of bounce here, I'm looking to fade. So unless we get above here and we hold above here, I think any sort of bounce up into this bearish order block and the yearly open, I'm looking for reasons to sell, lower high, and then this is where I get really excited personally. But maybe there's that argument to be made that, hey, everybody wants 70K, and we're going to front run it. But to me, I think what's much more likely is everybody wants 70K and they get fucking 60. And they get fucking steamrolled buying the first dip. I think that's more likely. But of course, I could absolutely be wrong. So it's totally up to you what you want to do, right? Like, I'm just here to share some levels, share my thoughts and my analysis. I get shit wrong all the time. But I'm praying that it's not over. Like, I'm on team it's not over yet. I'm on team that we are going to form a higher low somewhere here and make another all-time high this year. That's the team that I'm on, because there's an argument to be made, rightly so, by many, that the cycle is over. We're in a bear market. We've broken weekly structure on Bitcoin. We took out the high. We broke weekly structure. Next retest is a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Like, there's a completely valid argument that we are cooked. And that would line up with every time we've broken weekly structure, it's led to a, like, serious correction. So the two instances really, right? Here we broke weekly structure. We pulled back 50%. Here we broke weekly structure. We pulled back 80%. So we've broken weekly structure and we're only down 30% so far. So, alts are down 50 to 80%. Man, your alts are only down 50%. What alts are you in? You must be in some good coins. Most altcoins I've seen are down 95 to 99%. Do I prefer BC or Ontario? Completely different. Ontario is great if you want to be in Toronto, which is a big-ass city like a Chicago or a New York or a London. And if you like going up to Muskoka and you want to go on the lakes and stuff in the summer, Ontario is great for that. But otherwise, I think Ontario is kind of shitty. The West Coast it's like Canada. It's like USA, and it's the same, right? Like the East Coast, big cities. So we got Toronto, Montreal out there. You got Chicago, New York, Boston. But city stuff, right? Like the nature is not quite the same. Whereas out west, it's like California, Oregon, Washington. Like, it's beautiful nature. So it depends what you're into. Man, do you just ever rip a big one while you're streaming? Like, rip a big what? Like a joint? A fart? Are you asking me if it farts, bro? That's crazy. It's an insane thing to ask on stream. How dare you? How dare you? This guy literally just asked me, do it fart, though. It's insane. What tunes you listen to, man? I listen to a lot of rap music. I love rap music, but I like older rap music. I'm old. Early 2000s, 90s rap. I love same shit I listened to in high school. I like fucking rock, punk rock. I like house music. I like pretty much everything but country. Bro says, is that a yes? I will not confirm or deny if it fart, though. Unbelievable. And that is Fartcoin coded. If anything was Fartcoin coded, that is Fartcoin coded. Ontario doesn't allow trading perps. Ontario, worst part of trading. Well, my friend, I'm not telling you to break the law and get a VPN, but if I were trying to trade perps in Ontario, I'd get a VPN. And I'd maybe use that to access a website like Blowfin that requires no KYC. Use my link. So simple. It's so simple. Is the clipping contest still going on? Yeah. Yeah, it is. Just clip the streams, guys. If you clip a good bit of my stream and it gets a bunch of views, I'm going to pay you money. Simple as that. Do you even have a degree in what? I actually do have a degree. I'm a CPA. Motherfucker. I got a degree. I went to school. I'm fucking old, bro. Of course I went to school. I had a whole career before I even got into crypto. The kind of question is, do you have a degree? Like that means anything anymore. I know a lot of people with a lot of degrees who have no money. They got a degree. You know what else they got? Fucking student loan debt. How do I donate money to this stream? I don't even know if that's possible. How do I accept money? Means a CPA, bro. I'm old as fuck, guys. I had a full-on career. I built a multi-seven-figure business in recruitment before I even got into crypto. That's how old Maine is. I'm not one of these. I'm a 22-year-old influencer living in Miami, and I'm a millionaire, and I'm driving a rented Lambo. You know, I got fucking $3K a month for my Lambo, $4K a month for my condo in Brickell. That ain't me. I'm old. I'm an old man. So what I'm saying is there's still time for you. I do. I drive an RS7 because it's more practical for me because I like to be able to go to the ski hill and shit like that. Anyways, okay. So Bitcoin, guys, my thoughts really hasn't changed on the high time frame, all right? I'm just getting way too in the chat right now. We'll go into chat in a little bit. Let's get into some charts real quick here for what the people came for. So now in the low time frame here, I discussed that we had this H12 sweep here. So my eyes immediately were drawn higher, right? We had the H12 sweep. So I'm like, okay, maybe we're going to get this bounce up to here, right? There's some liquidity. Shorts have had basically a free ride here for almost a month straight. The last time we saw a high time frame bearish SFP, which means like a stops getting run on the short side, was all the way back here in February, right? This is almost a month ago. So these shorts, if you shorted anywhere in February, you're just comfy. You haven't been squeezed at all, really, right? It's just lower highs, lower lows. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's time to get this run up here. But yesterday, we failed to close through the monthly open. We swept this high, and we failed to close through the monthly open. So I'm slightly concerned that if Monday comes and Trump starts off Monday like he seems to do every morning, you're going to see the Delta Walter Bloomberg notifications, and it's just going to be Trump fucking tweeting out a bunch of bullshit that is literally making us poor. He wakes up every morning. He goes and he sits in some fucking chair, and then he just starts saying wild shit. We're annexing fucking Greenland. Canada's the 51st state. 3,000 more tariffs on fucking this, and this, on this country, that country, and this country. Maybe we're going to end the war. Maybe we're not. We're going to do this. Like, he just starts saying wild shit, and then the market just craters, bro. So it'd be amazing. It'd be amazing if he just shut the fuck up for like 1 week. Like, that'd be sick. Because we had a 2% move up on equities for the first time in like a month. Equities basically just went down like 1% a day for like 3 or 4 weeks. So it'd be awesome if we just had 1 week where Trump just shut the fuck up and just said nothing, bro. Like, just go golf, go to Mar-a-Lago, fucking golf or something, bro. And just let our bags just get a fucking sniff of relief. It'd be awesome. So the one thing that annoyed me here, there's kind of two countervailing points here. So one, right? So we have the monthly open here and we're rejecting, and we've SFP'd this high. So technically this could be it. Like, we could start Monday, like we came in here, right? We're rejecting. And Monday comes, Trump's Twitter fingers go crazy, and this thing just fucking pukes again. Like, that's very possible. Okay? It's very possible. Ideally, though, we look and we say, okay, like, we've closed through this at least. Right? We've closed through this. And we've got the weekly candle here that's clearly going to close as an SFP unless something insane happens. You know, we drop 7% tomorrow. But we've closed through these highs. So I'm still going to give this a little bit of breathing room. But basically, if you're a bull right now, you want to see, okay, sweep. And now I want to see a reclaim of the monthly open. If we can reclaim the monthly open on like the daily time frame, if we can close through this swing high here on the daily time frame, then I think we got a shot next week to trade back up into the 90Ks. All right? So that's what I'm watching on the long side. If we get some decent closes over the monthly open, I think we might actually see some relief for the remainder of the month, as long as the stock market behaves and doesn't gig and nuke on our fucking face. Now, in theory, we've had an H12 bearish SFP here. So if you want to know if this thing's going to roll over, I think all you need to do is you mark out this breaker right here. Okay? And if we close below this low, I think we puke all the way back down to the lows. And I think you could literally take a short on the close below, stop there, and then you could target all the way back down into the lows. Like, so that to me is a legit fucking trade right there if we break below the lows. So that's what I'm watching. Those are the two scenarios. Get above the monthly open and hold. I think we can trade towards the yearly open, back into the 90Ks. If we lose structure here, we get back down below like 82, 83K, lose this structure. This then just starts to look like a fake out, and then this thing dies. Okay? So long term, my view is the same. I don't think the bottom's in yet. Short term, maybe we're in for some relief, but the bulls got some work to do. Barrett Thomas says, guys, he's old. Use a VPN while you can, but it doesn't change enough to actually hide you. It's cosmetic. Interesting. Well, I use a VPN all the time, so maybe I'm fucked. In 2017, we had a green April, August. Maybe we do the same. So 8 years ago, we had a green April and August. Maybe we do the same. I fucking hope you're right. I hope you're right, my friend. I don't know. I have no idea if that's going to happen, but I hope you're fucking right, bro. How concerned am I about Canada's economy with this tariff stuff? Canada's economy was already in the fucking shitter well before this tariff stuff came along. Like, Canadians are so fucking stupid. I hate it. I hate it so much because I do genuinely love this country. But this country is full of fucking retards. Like, they're like using this, they're using the tariff thing like they used COVID. They're trying to get everyone hysterical and go, Trump doing this. You want to know who fucks Canadians over the most? It's not anything Donald Trump or tariffs are doing. It's our own government. Mark Carney, who's the new prime minister right now, came out today or yesterday and said, I'm getting rid of the consumer carbon tax. You know, I'm helping Canadians out. Meanwhile, the Liberal Party, which is what he is leading, for the last fucking 4 years has been telling us that the carbon tax is saving most Canadians money. So then how is getting rid of it helping Canadians if Trudeau's entire slogan was the carbon tax rebate is putting money in 8 out of 10 of Canadians' pockets? Like, Canadians are so dumb. And they fall for the propaganda so easily. It's really frustrating. But the economy was in the shitter well before anything had to come out with the tariffs. Our dollar's been shit. Our GDP per capita has been down relative to the U.S. since 2015. Consequently, right when Trudeau got elected, they've steered this country right into the fucking shitter. You're just ultra conservative. No, I'm not ultra conservative. I fucking just like money. I like money. And I think that the Liberals have done a shitty job making Canada affordable for people. I'm rich, bro. It doesn't matter how high inflation goes, how shitty our dollar is, how much tariffs or taxes. I'm still buying eggs and getting gas. But I got a lot of friends who are regular people who are having a hard time living because they can't afford shit because Canadians are poorer than ever and everything is way more expensive than before. So if that makes me ultra conservative, so be it. I actually think I'm just fucking logical and most other people are retarded. And all these other people who want to argue with me, most people who are fucking argue with me and push against, they're broke. I thought you were like, if you're so smart, where's your money? How come you're poor then? Yeah, I didn't vote for him. No one voted for him. He just became the new leader of the Liberal Party. VPNs don't do much from a basic check. If they want to figure out where you are, they will. They make routers to really spoof your location. Damn, I'm gonna need to learn about that. I had no idea that that was a thing. I thought VPNs were the truth. Is the 500-day top theory legit? I don't even know what that is, bro. I'm relatively conservative for a lot of stuff, but like I'm also like socially liberal on certain things. Cosmic VPN, I think I own that coin. Yo, I'm streaming right now. I'll holler after. All right, bye. Okay, guys, so let's look at, does everyone understand the game plan for Bitcoin first? Okay, so the plan for Bitcoin, I think, is pretty straightforward. Get above the monthly open. I think we have a target of here, right? If we can get above there. If we fail to get above the monthly open, I think we are going down to here. So very key spot here. I hope that we get a big green candle this weekend because if we're still struggling here on Monday, my concern is that Trump comes in and just fucking nukes us into fucking the center of the galaxy. So I posted this in Telegram, guys, and I said, hey, equities are actually looking okay here. So I posted this when we were at 55.50, right? So right at the midpoint, basically, of the weekly OB. So we have the weekly OB here. You take a fib from the top to the bottom of the order block, and it gives you the equilibrium point, this can be a very key level. I'll show you another example of it. So on this, where was it here? Hold on, I'm going to find it. Was it this? Or was it this one? Yeah. Okay. So I'll show you another example here. So weekly order block here, right? Or was it this? Monthly order block. This must have been it. Yeah, monthly order block here on Sol. Okay, and I took the EQ. So I go from the top to the bottom and you put the 50% line on it. And you can actually see, obviously we traded below it now. Fuck off. Update to the latest version. Sure, I don't care. But you can see this gives you a really nice reaction here. Notice how like this is clearly a key level, right? We traded below, got back above, pumped, held it as support, lost it, bearish retest, traded lower. So this is like kind of a phantom level that you can add to your charts. And so I use this all the time. And you can see here on the S&P 500, that's exactly what I'm using to plot out this low. I took the weekly order block, I mapped out the midpoint, and look what happened right at the midpoint. We came into it, perfect tag, swept and closed above, and we got a nice little pop here. So this is a good SR level for you guys to start implementing. You can use this on any order block, any time frame. It works. So like if I go up to here, let me try and find a good example of it for you guys here. Where's a good one? Yeah, right about that one I did. Yeah, so like look here, like this. EQ of the order block, right? And this actually becomes a breaker. Comes right into the middle, bang. Right into the middle, bang. So try that out on your charts. But that's basically what I used here to map out this level. And I said, okay, look, we're coming into high time frame demand. This thing has been selling off basically for a month straight. We're down 10%. Just down, 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 super controlled, super orderly. We finally come into a level. We get a little bit of a sweep here. We very likely have a low time frame bullish divergence forming here, right? So low time frame bull div. So I'm like, this might get some relief. I don't know how high. I don't know for how long. But if this is able to perk up and at least bounce a little bit, like we're up, we bounced like 2%. And I think we put in a bullish daily engulfing here. Yeah. Like this is the most bullish candle we've had in a month, basically. After coming into a key level, daily SFP. So if we're able to get actually some relief here, that will coincide, in my opinion, with Bitcoin drifting up into the 90Ks. The concern is if this weekend we just kind of float around right where we're at below the monthly open, Trump comes in on Monday and we just fucking pew, then we're fucked. I still don't believe that this move is over on equities. Like, yes, this is support here. I think we can get a reaction. But at the end of the day, we've broken weekly structure here, right? And then we broke weekly structure again right here. So we've now broken weekly structure very clearly. We're making lower lows now. We have a low, a high, a lower low. So even if we get some relief here, I think it probably ends up being a lower high. And to me, these are the targets, man. And that yearly chart, like if we're really going to nuke, like this is where we go to, in my opinion. Like, and it's It's like not that crazy. It's a 20% correction from the high. It's not that nuts to go back to 47.80. So it's possible. I hope it's not the case, but we've got some retard. Do we have a mod in here who can fucking ban this guy? All right, I'm hiding him. Sorry, guys. Damn, we got a bunch of retards in here today. Who's a mod? Where's the mods at, bro? What are you guys doing? Enjoying your fucking weekend? You're not fucking moderating the chat? Wow, we're actually getting cooked. We're getting DDoSed by the Canadian Liberal government. They heard me talking shit. The Canadian government heard me talking shit. All right, I think I got most of them. Clearly, I need to hire a mod for the weekend. Okay, did we get them all? Oh my God, there's a Russian one. We've been infiltrated by the Russians. You have a 4-hour break, or you can plot 0.5 retracement there. You can plot the 0.5 retracement everywhere. Oh, Phil the Flying Frenchman, I trust you. There, you're now a standard moderator. There you go. You now have the power. What if there is no bounce to the yearly open? Will you hold to 69.72? Yeah, so I have to, I have to kind of, I have a hard time selling when there is monthly demand below us, but you got to realize, like, I primarily hold Bitcoin, right? So if we dump another 15%, 20%, it sucks for sure. But I primarily hold Bitcoin, so I'm going to survive a 30% pullback on Bitcoin, right? 30, 40% puts us in the 70Ks. I'll survive. If you're holding a bunch of altcoins, right, another 10 to 20% pullback on Bitcoins, your altcoins are down another 50, 60, 70%. So, like, that's where it becomes tricky, I think, for a lot of people, is if you're holding altcoins, it becomes very hard to make decisions right now. BTC is holding above H4 resistance. Yeah, kind of. I mean, I just think you have a super obvious level here, right? Like, yes, you could argue, okay, here's your resistance. We're now holding it as support, for sure. But I want to see us just get above this, and I want to see us nullify this SFP. That would give me more confidence that we're going higher. Any suggestions for people starting with 4 figures, like 7K? Start using prop firms. I'm not even just saying that because I own one. But prop firms are a great way to trade with more money than you actually have. Otherwise, if you are starting with a very little bit of money, like realistically, you're not going to turn 7K into a super meaningful amount like leverage trading, like in a safe way. So it really depends what you're trying to do, man. Like, are you trying to turn 70K into 700K? Because you're going to have to hit a lottery ticket to do that. But if you're willing to just like, hey, I'm slowly going to start learning and taking my time and, trying to figure out this trading thing, that's great. But realize, like, if you're doing this thing properly and you're systematically risking, 1 to 5% per trade, and you're trying to compound your account, like it's going to take a long time to grow 7K into a meaningful amount. You have to pay an evaluation fee, though. Yeah, of course. Of course. You think they just give you the money for free? But, yeah, I mean, listen, prop firms are great. Otherwise, like if you're definitely not going to be buying spot Bitcoin, right? Like buying spot Bitcoin with $7,000 to me is silly. So you got to look further down the risk curve. So if you're trying to turn a little bit of money, like, so here's a good lesson here. You guys remember my boat analogy, how fucking awesome that was? Well, this is not nearly as good, but this is still good. So you have a risk curve here, okay? And as your portfolio, okay, value increases, right? So we'll have our portfolio value increase here, right? The riskiness of the assets, so we'll say like high risk, low risk, like this is your risk curve kind of thing. As your portfolio value increases, okay, the riskiness of the stuff you need to look into can decrease, okay? And what I mean by this is if you have $10,000 and you want to turn that into $100,000, okay? So you got 10K and you want to turn that into fucking 100K. You need a 10X, okay? Well, to find a 10X, you got to be way higher on the risk curve, right? You got to be way higher on the risk curve because you're not going to find a 10X in Bitcoin, right? Like this is Bitcoin and then this is like fucking fart coin. You know what I mean? Like it's like you're not going to get a 10X on Bitcoin from these prices. Now, if you would have bought Bitcoin at the start of the cycle, you might have got a 7, 8X, but you had to buy the lows, right? So the assets in which you're going to invest in, where they are on the risk curve, part of that is absolutely dependent on your portfolio size. But it's also dependent on what you're doing. Like if you got 10K, like are you really going to put, okay, I would put 1,000 in Bitcoin, or 5K in Bitcoin, 5K in Bitcoin, and then I'm going to put 5K in, riskier shit. I mean, you could do that, but like, really, if you're trying to turn 10K into a lot of money, there's like two options. One, you rip it into something that's high risk and you hope you hit a home run. So you rip it into a meme coin or whatever. But I don't know if that's 10K that you're willing to lose. Is this money that you're willing to lose? And if it goes to zero, you're okay? Or is this all the money you have in the world, right? That's also a factor. But you rip it into a meme. Or you try and slowly build this motherfucker up. So you take 10K and you say, okay, I'm going to try and earn, 3 to 4%, 5% on it in a week through trading, right? I'm going to get 2R. And then you slowly compound this thing up to 11K and then blah, blah, blah. But like this is a long and slow road, but it's exponential, right? Like once that 10K becomes 20, right? The road from 20 to 40 is faster, right? You know what I mean? Because now you're risking just like it kind of snowballs here. But when you're dealing with a 4-fig portfolio, a 5-fig portfolio, it really depends on what you're doing. Are you trying to trade? If you're a trader and you don't have a ton of money, I absolutely think prop firms are a fantastic tool to use because you can spend $800 and you can trade 100K account. And with that 100K account, you keep up to 90% of what you make. So if you earn 10% on this, you've made $9,000 in your pocket. And you invested 800, and maybe you have to buy 3 or 4 challenges. Okay, let's say you buy 3. Okay, so you're in for $2,400. And then you make 10%. Well, guess what? You're still up. This is a really good return. Or you grind it, dude. You put this in and you grind it. But if you're risking systematically 1 to 2% a trade, turning 10K into 100K is going to take a long-ass motherfucking time. Now, if you're going all in on every trade and you're risking 5K, if you're risking 50% on your port, It can obviously happen faster, but your risk of ruin is extremely high. Mr. Is, you don't get 100K. You get 6K because if you lose, the account is gone. You're an idiot. You're trading a $100,000 account. You don't get 100 grand, you fucking retard. You're trading a 100K account. Yes, there are downside rules, obviously, but if you make 10% on the 100K account, you made 10 grand. So does it matter that you can only lose up to 6K? No, it's what's the potential that you can make. Your investment was $800. This is such an ass backwards way of thinking about prop firms. There's a reason the prop firm business is so huge. We've paid out millions of dollars to people. Millions of dollars to people. I have friends who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month trading prop firms because it's leverage. It's leverage. Right? Like if you use 100x leverage, you don't actually own 100 Bitcoin. You're just you're putting up 1 Bitcoin of margin and you're using leverage. It's the same thing here. And you can full port that entire 6K if you want too. But yeah, there's risk management. You need risk management. That's true with any fucking way, any type of trading that you do. You get a 100K account and there's leverage on top of that. Anyways. Yeah, exactly. The maximum that you can lose with a prop firm is the cost of the evaluation. So if you put in $800, you get a 100K account and you lose the account, you blow it up, you've only lost $800. You're not on the hook for the losses, but you get 80 to 90% of all the upside. I never get tired of winning, buddy. Ramiro, I have friends losing hundreds of thousands of dollars a month with leverage. We are not the same. Listen, man, I got friends who are down millions. Millions. Fuck, I'm down millions. I'm still holding a lot of spot BTC, unfortunately. Did you ever use prop firms when you started? Yeah, I used a prop firm called FTMO way back in the day. But it was for trading FX. I wasn't even trading crypto because there wasn't really any crypto prop firms. That's why I created Breakout, because prop firms, FTMO is a multi-billion-dollar company. Multi-billion-dollar company. They're massive. They've been around for years, and no one had created a crypto prop firm. That's why I started it, because it's such a good tool. It's an amazing tool if you know how to trade. If you have no idea how to trade, you shouldn't be using prop firms or leverage. Shouldn't be trading anywhere. Okay, so Ethereum, like, just doesn't look great. I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, yes, it's into demand here. And you can use the 50% fib again here. Like, I bet you this is right off the 50, basically, right there. So it's into demand, right? But to me, this range low being lost is pretty significant and pretty gay. So I'm worried, and I really want to see Ethereum get back into this range if it's going to have any kind of relief. So if Bitcoin's able to trade up to the 90s, I think Ethereum trades up to like 26 to 2,800, and then probably puts a lower high in. Yeah, we pay out in stablecoin. Sup, man? I watched your old videos on YouTube, and now I'm up 700K. That's fucking incredible, bro. Timmy's on you. That's unbelievable, bro. Good for you. I'm tweeting that shit out. Unreal. Good for you, dude. Happy to hear that. Lubin, I've seen you type this question about 40 fucking times, okay? So I'm going to answer it. Just relax, bro. Do you see a 1 hour SFP into a 1 hour bearish order block after previous high ran and valid short setup right now? You took this trade at breakout after watching your free course. I don't know what asset you're talking about, bro. Are you talking about Bitcoin right now? Because I don't see a 1 hour SFP on Bitcoin here. So I'm not sure what you're looking at. You got to be a little more specific, and you don't need to type your question 500 times. Watched your content in Haven and YouTube, having success with H12, H1. Want to learn more and scalp low time frame. What other systems do you recommend diving into in Toolbox Experience? I mean, I just have my system, bro. I don't do anything additional that, I'm hiding from you. The biggest advice I can give you is once you understand the basics of price action and the basics of the system, you can refine it over and over and over again. You can refine it over and over and over again, right? And you can use like shorts within a short. So like a really good example here is this, right? So we had the weekly SFP. This is the top of the market, by the way. So you have the weekly SFP, and then you had your breaker, okay? And then you have your MSB here. So this is a perfect weekly H12 setup, which is the basic system, okay? So you have weekly SFP, H12 market structure break, H12 breaker, and you can see this paid out, right? So this played out for like 2R. Right? But you might say, I want better than 2R. Well, you can then go into this area and you can look and say, okay, well, I actually have an H12 SFP right here. So let me zoom in within the high time frame area. And within this high time frame area, I have an H1 breaker with an H1 market structure break and an H12 SFP. So now it's a setup within a setup. And you can see with this, your risk reward is exponentially higher than the previous one because you've refined the setup. That's going to be the best way to take that system to the next level. That's a lot of alpha right there I just gave you. I usually don't share that shit. Just all willy fucking nilly. Ramiro, you made the clip of the boats. Hell yeah, bro. Yeah, Jacob's right. Like I have a bunch of videos in 2019, 2020, 2021 that are really, really filled with a ton of fucking alpha. Like, I don't think you guys realize. Like, I can confidently say a large amount of the people on Twitter who have 100,000, 200,000 followers, a lot of these guys were in my Discord. I was teaching them how to trade 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not saying I'm the only person who they learned from, but a lot of the guys who are using PA, they initially discovered shit because of me, because I've been sharing this shit on YouTube and Twitter for so goddamn long, all for free. I only joined the Haven last year. People are like, oh, if I can pay group. Like, I joined the Haven a year ago. I've been doing this shit since 2017. I've got 700 videos on YouTube. The price action may be stale, but the stuff I talk about in the videos, I still think is very useful. And I know lots of people. This guy said he's made 700 grand. I had a guy come up to me when I was in Dubai who told me he made $10 million after watching my videos trading in this cycle. So the content is out there. It's just some of you guys don't want to fucking go out and fucking consume it, right? And I get it. When the bull market is hot, it's way more fun to just listen to people shilling you meme coins. I get it, dude. And you know how much money I've been offered to shill meme coins? You know how easy it'd be for me to make $10 million selling out? I've been offered $500K to tweet about a meme coin before. $500K just to tweet about a meme coin. So all those influencers you see who are tweeting about these low cap stuffs, most of these guys are getting paid to do that, by the way. They don't give a shit about the coin. They don't care about you. They're inside information. There's fucking paid deals. Like all this shit happens. And I'm not judging. Get your bag. Honestly, get your bag. Do whatever. I don't really care. But I've been doing this shit for a long time, bro. For free. Lol, bro, just trying to get views. Well, I got your view, KD Kings 80. You're in here watching, motherfucker. Bro, just trying to get views. How about you suck my dick? How does my fucking balls look? What's the view from down there? Fucking pussy. Okay. How old am I? I'm 56. I sold my FTX claim. So yes, I got my money back. Okay, let's look. I am Canadian, bro. Is short alts here a good trade? If you think that Bitcoin is trading lower, altcoins are probably better to short. Yeah. Okay, someone was spamming Vine USD. Looks like shit, bro. So, I don't know. Looks pretty fucking shitty. I think there's a lot better coins than this to trade. Thoughts on Cardano? You think NASA is using it? You must be as high as a literal astronaut to think that NASA is using Cardano. But maybe I'm wrong, man. Maybe Charles Hoskin is actually a fucking genius. Maybe he's a fucking genius. It's just like, to me, bro, like this thing's pumped and it could absolutely fucking rip again. It absolutely could rip again. But I just like, anytime I look at these old coins, I just look at it versus Bitcoin. What one would you rather hold? So out of the entire existence of this chart, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. There's been 27 months where this has outperformed Bitcoin. In the last, 6 years, 7 years? So in the last 84 months, 27 of those months, it's outperformed Bitcoin. The remaining 57 months, Bitcoin is outperformed. Like, this thing is just mostly goes down versus Bitcoin. And this is just the fate for almost all altcoins, right? Like, it is what it is, dude. So, can Cardano go up? Yeah, but like, look at ETH BTC. Shit, look at Sol BTC, dude. Like it's just the fate of these altcoins is that they're gonna underperform Bitcoin. Now, can it go up? Can Trump talk about it more and it can continue to go up? Absolutely. So, is Charles Hoskin fucking A giga genius? Maybe. I don't know. So I like this level. I like this level. I like this level on the monthly. So notice I took the monthly level here, and then you go to the weekly, and you can see it's respecting. So those are the levels I'd be watching here. I'd want to see this thing, and then you can refine these a little bit. But I would want to see this thing get above. Like I'd maybe refine that to here, and I'd refine this to here. So as long as it's holding above 68, there's a chance it trades to 85. If it gets above 85, I think it can go to $1. So this is like the ranges I'd be playing on this thing. But if it loses this, right, if it loses 68, I think that this has a long way that it can fall. But I think there's better coins. Like what is this up for on the year? So in 2024, it closed up 42%. Bitcoin closed up 120%. Sol closed up 85%. Right? ETH, even Ethereum, which everyone is shitting on, closed better than Cardano in the year. It went up more last year. So the main video linked on my channel is probably the best one to learn the basics about my system. Someone said whiff. I don't know, bro. The hat has not been on for a while. Like to me right now, it's one of these charts, right? Like it's gotta reclaim the price floor. If it can reclaim the price floor, then I like these equal highs. So if it can get above here, then I like a move up into this. And like that's a big move, right? Like from here to there is like fucking 50%. But it's got to get above there. Still safe to say bearish SFP on Bitcoin. It's a bearish SFP until it closes through this wick. Has to close through this wick on a daily candle. So maybe today we get the close through. Do I know anything about MTLX powered by Fetch AI? I would love to hear your thoughts. I know nothing about it, my friend. I'm sorry. Why do you guys repeat your question? Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. It's so annoying. Like, I'm doing my best to keep up with the chat, guys, but, like, you know? Do I keep trading on exchanges? Seems difficult and complicated. What's your opinion on how I can avoid blowing up on FTX Voyager? So, you got to reduce counterparty risks. The best way to do that is only keep on the exchange what you actually need to trade. So, the true use of leverage, so let's say you have $1 million. Okay, so let's say you're big ball rich motherfucker with $1 million, right? And you say, I want to leverage trade. Then what you do is you put 100K on the exchange, okay, and you use 10x leverage. Now you can open and trade as if you have $1 million while only having $100 on there. This is what leverage is actually meant to be used for, reducing counterparty risk. So that's what I would do. Your other option is you trade on something like Hyperliquid. So you trade on a DEX where you self-custody the funds, right? That's one of the biggest issues with a centralized exchange is it is not your you're not custodian of the money. So there's the risk of losing it all. So DEXs solve that, but there's trade-offs for DEXs. DEXs might not have as good liquidity. The fees might be shittier. Like there's positives and negatives for each thing. We saw a little bit of FUD around the Hyperliquid liquidation engine, and some big whale was manipulating it. Like there's other stuff you got to deal with when using a DEX that might not be as smooth and intuitive as using a centralized exchange. But the trade-off is you are the custodian of the funds, right? I'm down on a couple of alts, 60 to 80%. Should I just wait and sell and buy BTC or a safer alt? What alt would you recommend? XRP. I can't answer that question for you, bro. It's very difficult to give advice on this kind of stuff right now because if Bitcoin rolls over, alts get shit on. So if you're trying to decide whether or not to hold an altcoin, you need to look at your altcoin versus Bitcoin and you need to determine what looks better. If this chart is bullish, right, it might be worth holding on to that alt. If this chart looks like dog shit, it might be better to put it into Bitcoin because if we do sell off further, Bitcoin will sell off less. Like that's the calculus you have to do. I don't know what coins you're holding. I understand it's very hard to cut losers. It sucks, but sometimes your money is just better off elsewhere. I know you guys keep asking about Fartcoin. Nothing has changed since the last video. We came into weekly demand and we're up 45%. But last week we went down 34%. So extremely volatile chart. Could this be bottoming? Sure. Could be bottoming. We've sold off hard, right? But the sell-off is getting less aggressive, starting to flatten out. We've got a sweep here. Potential bullish market structure forming here. So if we make another higher high, you could absolutely take a long on this thing with your stop down there, entry on the order block. But it's all dependent on Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin rolls over, this thing is going to fully retrace this move. So just be aware. And keep in mind, like this pullback here, this tiny little pullback. So this is just literally, you got a sweep, you've got a breaker. Like it's trading quite clean, right? But this pullback from here to your entry is 22%. So this is an extremely volatile asset. So when you're using leverage, position sizing, you got to be very careful trading something like this. Yeah, XRP looks strong for sure relative to a lot of other stuff. I've talked about that in previous videos. XRP looks really good as long as it's kind of holding the $2 level. Right? Like, yeah, so see this level here, XRP? That's the key level, $2. So as long as it's holding above $2, I think it looks okay. You can see how key that level is. I drew it from all the way back here. This level is from 2021. And you can see it formed the bottom here. So it looks good relative to a lot of other stuff, but you've got that demand right there as well. But if it loses $2, it's going down to 160. So if you're a bull on XRP, you just want to see it hold above $2. Right? Like the weekly, it's not much to make sense of here. 3-day, just a little it's a little messy. It's holding the $2 level though. That's what you need to focus on. So if we get some sort of pullback, you either want to see it hold this, right? Like this. Shallow pullback, or the deeper pullback is down into here. But you want this to be a higher low if this is going to continue higher. And clear invalidation. Like if you're bull on XRP, your invalidation is super clear. Back below $2, big dump coming. Cato may have been hacked. I nuked my Cato airdrop immediately. What's this thing trading at? Okay. That's not so bad. I think I nuked it at like $2. I don't think my thoughts on Sol have changed at all. Like, I think similar to Bitcoin, we've got a sweep here, right? So looks somewhat interesting for a bit of a bounce, but ultimately, if Sol bounces, I think it forms a lower high, and I don't think these lows are safe. Like, if Bitcoin goes down into the 70s, like, Solana takes out 100, in my opinion. I would love to be wrong. Would love to be wrong. But I'm not convinced yet that the low's in on any of this stuff, so. Am I in contact with Hayden about launching Netcoin? Imagine. Guys, I don't know when breakout is coming to Lebanon or Iraq. I'm not in charge of what countries we operate in and we don't operate in. That's not within my jurisdiction. If it's on the restricted country list, unfortunately at this time we don't operate there. What stop down there, bruv? That shit like 30% nuke. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Right now, DX Trade is the platform that we use. Yeah. What about a spot holding strategy? Well, I've already broken my spot holding strategy because this entire consolidation, I told you guys, if we lose weekly structure, I think the top's in and it's time to sell spot. And we never did. And then we made higher highs and I ended up being right. But now we have lost weekly structure. So in theory, once we close this weekly candle like this, I should have sold my spot. I talked about this last video. That's why it's so tricky for me, because I see the monthly demand here. I do think we get a significant bounce from the monthly demand, even if it's a dead cat bounce or if it's to new highs. But my strategy was to sell on a weekly structure break. We got that and I didn't sell, and that's kind of like I'm already going against my strategy. Can you explain leverage on hype? I don't use hype, so I don't know what you mean leverage on hype. Does it work differently than regular leverage? Thoughts on Melania? It hasn't even had the slightest rally. Yeah, I don't know, man. I wouldn't touch those fucking coins with the 10-foot pole. After learning everything you learned about Trump, Melania, Libra, and all those coins, why would you touch any of them? Again, Coronavirus. I already answered this question. A 100K account, you're actually trading an 8K account because you're out when you're down 8K. Yeah, but if you make 10%, you make 10% on 100K. That's the entire point. You only spent $800 for it. I don't understand why this is so hard for people to understand. Of course, there's rules. You don't get $100,000 for $800. It's leverage you're getting. Just like if you use leverage on an exchange, you can get liquidated before the position goes to actual zero. Like, of course. Maybe I have to do an entire video where I explain the mathematics of a prop firm. But if you cannot see the value in spending $800 and trading a 100K account, it's a 100K account. I don't care what you say. It's not an 8K account because you can open a $500,000 Bitcoin position. If you lose 8K, you breach. But you're still opening a $500,000 Bitcoin position. And if you make 10% on that trade, you're up 50 grand. So how does that not seem like a good tool? I don't understand. Like, I might have to do an entire video explaining this. Like, of course you don't get 100K, but you are trading a 100K account. You can open up a $500,000 Bitcoin position, and all you put up was $800. And if you nuke it and you lose it and you hit the drawdown, yeah, you're out. But you're not on the hook for 8 grand. You're only on the hook for the $800. Whereas if you make 10% on that 500K position, you're up 50 G's, which you can withdraw. Do you bet on Dota or CS2? No, but I'm down. I'm down to gamble. Yeah, I think people who are like, dude, you don't actually get the 100K account, like they don't understand the math of prop firms. Like, of course, I'm not just going to let you lose 100 grand. Are you insane? You get any profits you make above the 100K, you can withdraw, and any losses you're not responsible for. Okay? Like, so what's the catch? The catch is you actually have to know how to trade because you got to pass the evaluation before you get funded. And most people don't. Most people suck at trading. That's the catch. Monthly open reclaimed. I would like to see it close above here, though. I think you're a little too zoomed in, my friend. I want to see, like, the daily candle close. I want to see us, like, close, like, up here today. That would be nice in 4 hours. I'm thinking the frog chart looks decent. I hate frog, and I hate my friends forever telling me to buy it. Those fucking assholes. They're all like, dude, it's bottom. This thing's so bottomed. I bought this coin at 250 million. So maybe it does go up, but like for me to get back to break even, it needs to go up fucking 370%. Yes, the catch on prop firms is exactly that. You have to be good to make money. The majority of the money that is made at breakout is by a select amount of traders. Most people lose. And that's true for all trading. Like if you go on any exchange, the majority of people are on there losing money. Very few people make money, but the few that do make a ton. Didn't BTC lose weekly structure mid 2024? Not in my opinion, because to me, the highest high that was ever made on the weekly, this is the low. So that's the weekly low, that's the weekly high. We never made a higher high here. Whereas here, this is the highest high, and the swing low that created that high is here. So that's why it's different, in my opinion. I've tried to set up an account, but struggling with DX registration. You do not register to DX. You trade through our platform, our instance of DX. Once you buy an account, you get an email with all the info that you need, and you log in to our website, app.breakoutprop.com. You don't do anything on DX yourself. In coins like Frog, do you let them die or sell at some point? I mean, I probably should have nuked this coin already, but I don't have, it's not so much money in there that like it's the end of the fucking world. You know what I mean? So ideally this thing gets some kind of dead cat bounce and I'll probably exit on that. But hey, if the bull market's not over, a lot of these coins can rip again. So I'm really just most focused on what Bitcoin's going to do next. And if Bitcoin musters a push up here, I'll probably sell a lot of spot on this bounce and then look to reload if we come back here. So if we do this, I'm going to sell a bunch of spot. If we do this, I'll buy a bunch of it back. And if we do this and I sell spot and then we don't pull back, but we get above here, then guess what? I'll rebuy that spot and I'm willing to take the loss from there to there because I would much rather sell the spot and not run the risk of holding it for another massive drawdown. Imagine a new BTC all-time high and BTC DOM goes to 40%. I mean, that would be the fucking dream, would it not? But it's not looking very likely right now. This looks to me like it's going to make another higher high, to be honest with you. Imagine BTC bounces, you sell, then it goes to 250. But I'll buy back. Like, I will buy back. Like, that's the thing. Like if you go on just because you sell, it doesn't mean you can't buy back, right? I think one of the most common problems people have is they go, well, if I sell my spot and then Bitcoin goes to $1 million, I'm fucked. It's like, well, so you're just not going to ever buy back? It's a stop loss. Selling your spot on a bounce here, okay, is like shorting. So where's that short wrong? Well, if we get above there, that short idea is wrong. Guess what? Buy back. You took a little bit of an L, but you're back in now. And you have confirmation that we're likely going much higher. Simple as that. Don't overthink it. It's a trade. Everything's a trade. Ben Cowan has been dynamite. Yeah. So, I mean, 66% BTC Dom. So, I mean, we're close. Means we're close. Means like one more high. One more high, 66%. The question is, though, does it get to 66% with Bitcoin rallying or with Bitcoin nuking? Because if Bitcoin rallies, this can go up here, and it just means Bitcoin's stronger than alts. But this can also go up here, and Bitcoin can nuke, and this means alts are nuking even harder. So that's kind of the gay part. Why is credit card disabled on breakout? It shouldn't be. Thank you. That's not clear in the sign-up process. I disagree, but glad you figured it out, brother. Any ideas on Sui? I mean, I don't know, bro. Like, all of these alts look the same. Like, you know what I mean? Sui looks okay. Like, relatively speaking, right? Like, it came into demand here and it's getting a bounce. But, like, a lot of these alts have completely fried their market structure. So, like, this is a downtrend. There's your structure break. This is a high, low, lower high, lower low, probably another lower high, like, coming. So can they bounce? Can stuff go up? Of course. But most stuff looks like these are all bounces still remain for selling. Until Bitcoin gets confidently above here, all bounces are opportunities to short or to sell, in my opinion, or to take profit if you long the low. What about some low time frame strategies? Loma, talk about scalping, low time frame, get more reps in. Thoughts on that? Yeah, listen, I mean, you see more trades when you trade on the low time frame than you do on the high time frame. But the one biggest misconception with scalping is people think, well, there's more trades, so I'll make more money. But it is just as true that if you are scalping and taking more trades, you can lose more money, right? But I do think scalping can be a good way to practice because you see more trades. But if you're using the weekly and the H12, well, then you can use the H4 and the M15 or the H1 and the M5. It's all the same. It's all fractal. So is this going to see more trades than this? Absolutely. Right? But you can use them all in confluence. Like I showed you on Bitcoin here, right? Like this is a weekly SFP. This is a H12 breaker, right? There's your weekly H12. Then you can go, okay, well now I have an H12 SFP right here. And now I have an H1 breaker. Right? Well, you can actually go even lower and say, well, within here, I have an H1 SFP. And I can go down here and say, okay, I've got an M5. I've got a 5-minute fucking breaker here. So you can do this over and over and over again. You don't have to just be on the low time frame only. You can start at the high time frame and go all the way down to the low time frame. That works too. Did you get any kind of accounting license in Canada? Yes, I was a CPA, bro. How much can you lose in a row on breakout? So the two-step has trailing drawdown, but only up to your starting balance. The one-step has static drawdown, so it is not trailing. So how much you can lose depends on what challenge type you take and how much money's in the account. If you have a 100K account and you trade it up to 150K and you don't withdraw anything, you can lose as long as you don't breach the daily drawdown, which is, I think, negative 5% or 4% or whatever it is, 4 or 5%. I think it's 4. It's 4 on the static, 5 on the two-step. So I think this is one step. This is the two-step. But if you have 150K there, you could do negative 1%. You could lose 3% a day every day for fucking many days in a row and never breach. Right? Because even on the two-step, your trailing stops here. So you can trail this all the way down to 100K again as long as you don't lose more in the daily. But that resets every day. As long as you understand risk management, the rules are not very complicated. Like if you look at other prop firms, they have consistency rules, profit caps, anti-gambling rules. You can't trade one direction only. You can't use all of your margin. You can't trade before or during or after news events. It's very complicated. Like Apex, unbelievably complicated. I don't even understand the rules. Whereas with us, their only rules are daily drawdown and max drawdown. That's it. There's no other hidden fucking rules. Shouldn't we look at stock market? The reason crypto is down is because of tariffs. So stocks, the crypto was going down well before Trump even got into presidency, brother. Trump became the president, right? Trump didn't become the president until January, my friend. Crypto was already going down here, right? Like this already, bang. Soon as he got inaugurated, crypto was already fucking ready to start trading down. And same with stocks, right? Like, yes, I agree though. If stocks go up, if stocks do this, I think crypto goes up with it. But I wouldn't say it's just because of the tariffs. I do think the tariff stuff has more of an effect on the stock market. And the stock market, we remain correlated to it. I think what's interesting right now is the things you want to look at are interest rates, right? You want to look at the money supply. You want to look at inflation info, right? You want to watch the FOMC, all these macro things, right? We want M2 to go up. We want interest rates to go down. We want inflation to go down. We want rate cuts. So M2 is already starting to go up, right? So like the money supply, there's got to be a better... Is this the best one? I guess. Interesting. But the money supply is already starting to go up, so that's good. But we need interest rate cuts. And I think Trump's strategy, as I've said in previous videos, is that he's going to try and speed run us into a point where they have to lower rates. Isn't Trader maybe bro with the meme coin platform? That's barely English. But yes, I have a prop firm and there are meme coins on there. All right, guys. So we are getting a little long in the tooth on the stream here. So I think what I'm going to do is end it here because I have to go and get my tuxedo. Because I didn't like the first place I went. And my wedding is coming up in like a little over a month. So I need to get a tux ASAP. I told myself I was going to be like 185 pounds and just fucking shredded to the gills for the wedding. But right now, your boy's sitting around. He's a little thick right now. Your boy's sitting around 210 right now. I'm a little thick right now. So we're just going to have to fucking deal with it. Here's the thing. So I'm 34, right? Like, I think what I'm going to do is, like, do one final bulk. Just one final bulk to end all bulks. So I'm going to get up to, like, just thick as shit, dude. I'm going to get thick as shit. Like, I'm going to get my neck, dude, my head is just going to become a ball. Like, there won't be any, you won't even see my chin. It won't exist. 210 at 5'5" is wild. I'm 6'2", goddammit. I'm not Gainsey. So I'm going to get thick as shit, okay? Like, I'm thinking I get Sniper Gargan says, congrats. Would be nicer if you answered at least one question. He ignored me 4 times. You know what, bro? Just because you said that, I'm now going to ignore you forever. Isn't that great? I didn't see your question, bro. I'm sorry. Here, I'm going to get my first breakout account. What's your advice? Like, how am I supposed to answer that? Make money. Try not to lose. There you go. You happy? So I'm thinking I do one final bulk. Okay, so I get up to, like, so my biggest weight ever was 240. Okay, I went up to 240. I went from 160 to 200. Then I went down to 180. Then my next bulk, I got up to, like, 220. Then I went down to, like, 195. And then I got up to 240, and I went down to 200. I'm thinking I do one final bulk. Okay? One final bulk. And I get up to, like, fucking just some unfathomable weight. 250. 260. I just get huge. And then I mog everybody. And then I do a final cut. And I get under 200. And I just stay there for the rest of my life because it's probably healthier. Or am I too old? Am I too far gone to bulk? I'm 6'1", 6'2". I think I'm like 6'1 and a half. I'm 187 centimeters, whatever that is in fucking freedom units. Thank you for the congrats. Brother just wants an excuse to get fat. Yeah, bro. Bulking, the best part of bulking is the food. What are you talking about? Dude, you're getting married. It's over. One day you'll find a woman that loves you, bro. Trust me, it's awesome. I highly recommend it. All right, guys. I got to go. Any advice on finding a girl? I don't know, man. You got to go outside. Go to the gym. Get in shape. Become the best version of yourself. That's what you should do. All right, guys. Goodbye. I love you. I'll be back with another stream on Monday, so I'll see you in 48 hours. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. Talk to you soon. Thanks for the support. Love you guys. Talk.